Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I am going to be talking about Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and this is the sequel to Our Savage Song. So I enjoyed the sequel. I personally don't read a whole lot of duologies. I don't know why. I do like trilogies are longer because I don't like saying goodbye to worlds I've grown attached to. But at the same time, trilogies do tend to suffer that whole first book was great, second was meh, and second and third is just meh. So I don't know why, I don't read a lot of duologies compared to longer series. But I really enjoyed this. And I will admit, just because I'm me, I would have liked to see more from this, beyond the end. But I am also like that with many other series, and I do feel if this had been a trilogy, it would be kind of forced, and that just wouldn't have been fun for anyone. Thinking back to how I worded the last 3 minutes, I'm probably sure that I just made 0 sense, but that'll be a future Megan problem to worry about. A editing Megan thing to worry about. You're welcome, editing Megan. Because this is a sequel, there's not much I can say without giving spoilers, so I will once again say I enjoyed it. It was a good sequel. The series was wrapped up very nicely, and just overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm still unsure of if it is going to be something that I pick up and reread in the future, but overall, I did really enjoy it. So, with that said, I'm just going to go off into a spoilery bit. So if you have not read Our Dark Duet yet, I highly suggest you click away and do so and come back after you catch up. Alright, so I am sorry in advance if this is a short review. Alright, so that ending. I mean, given the circumstances of everything, I shouldn't be surprised that someone major died. I would even go as far as to say it's almost poetic that Kate died in her attempts to kill Alice. Here is this horrible monster that she brought into the world with one of her own crimes, and she is the one to take her out, even at the expense of her own life. I do like how you can also even say Kate, as a sinner, someone who is supposed to be horrible to the core, manages to do this good thing to help save countless other people, at the expense of her own life. So I enjoyed that, as well as, showing a bunch of other people that, yeah, she may be Kate Harker, but she is not her father. Though I do gotta say, I feel so bad that the Wardens will likely never find out what happened to Kate. They will forever be wondering what happened. I mean, I'm sure they'll assume at one point she is dead, because she said she'd come back, and she didn't, so pretty safe to assume that she is dead, but it's sad that they'll never know 100% for sure and how it happened. Especially with all those unsent letters that Kate was writing throughout the book. Also, poor August. The amount of change this kid has forced himself through, given these circumstances, and just all the things that he made himself do. And just, this poor kid, and how much he lost. He lost Ilsa, who sacrificed herself. He lost Kate. Not only that, but he reaped her soul. It's just so sad. And my heart went out to him so much. Just, poor August. Also, Sorrow. I enjoyed their character. Sorrow was interesting, and I do like how their opinion on things changed a bit. At the beginning, them feeling that sinners just, no exceptions, a sinner is a sinner, they deserve to die. Doesn't matter the circumstances, it doesn't matter anything. Sinners, they're no good. And then at the end, when so many of their people had somewhat tainted souls because of the Chaos Eater, even they're just what are we supposed to do? Just how they went from sinners are bad, 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 to all these people who are technically, in a sense, sinners, them being we can't reap them all. I would say they were kinda, accepting Kate before she died. But just, Sorrow was interesting. I do wish we could have gotten a little more on them, and just how their thought process worked. Just the Tsunai in general were so interesting. Just all their varying personalities and quirks and views on the world. I just found that all really interesting. Another thing that this book brought up that I also found really interesting was that how Prosperity had different monsters, how they had like the Heart Eaters and that Chaos Eater, while Verity had the Malchai, however you say it, the Korsai and the Tsunai. Just how these different monsters and how they formed, and it was interesting to me, and I would just, me being me, I would just love to have another like mini-series taking part in like these other cities and the monsters that come with them, if even the other cities even have monsters. I mean, I would assume they did since the other two did, and how differently they handled the monsters. How in Prosperity they're like, yeah, no, nothing wrong here, just a really freakishly odd string of murders and accidents, and just, it's so interesting to me. And it does make me wish we had more like on those cities, just because I find it so interesting and I'm the type of person who wants more. And I also really did like how there was no fairy tale happy ending. A lot of people were killed between the Chaos Eater and Sloane. There was a lot of death. We lost some major characters. We lost Ilsa and Kate. Two people that August held very dear to him. There are still monsters out there. They're still going to be formed. There's still going to be horrible people who do horrible things out there. The city is in chaos. Henry is still horribly sick. There are a lot of unsure things in their future. So I do like how things aren't like all wrapped up with a nice little bow. Yes, they managed to take down Sloane and maybe they can start some form of rebuilding now, but things are going to be far from perfect. Things may never, or likely will never, be perfect. The future is totally uncertain and anything can happen. And I am torn between liking how it ends like that. Like, I do like how it ends like that. But part of me is torn between being left with that and wanting more. Because like I said probably half a dozen times at this point, I am the type of person who loves knowing more. I like knowing what happens after the dust settles. After like few years have passed and things start to either rebuild or delve deeper into chaos. I love knowing the long-term effects of X, Y, and Z and how things have gotten better or worse because this action was taken. So yeah, just I'm torn between liking leaving it like that and leaving it up to my imagination and wishing I had more like canon information. And yeah, I feel like there's a few other things that I want to talk about, but for the life of me, I can't remember what they were. So I'm just going to stop myself here. I'm sorry in advance if this is kind of short. I feel like there was only so much I could talk about. I did really enjoy this book. I enjoyed the series. I'm still unsure if it's going to be something that I keep, because while I did really enjoy it, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be something I want to reread in the future. I'll probably, give things another week or so to, see how I feel. But yeah, overall I did enjoy it, and I do very much look forward to reading more of Victoria Schwab's writing. So yeah, with that said, for anyone still watching, what do you think? Did you like this series? Did you dislike it? Are you somewhere in between? Are there parts that I didn't talk about that you want to discuss? Let me know. Let's get a discussion going. So yeah, that is it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time.